how we can actually just better each and every community in the state. And when this was actually put on the bond, I have such a passion around swimming and aquatics. My dad was in the military. I moved every 3 years of my life, and aquatics was a way for me to make new friends. Every 3 years I moved. On year 2, I was saying goodbye to my friends. Year 1, in a new place, I was trying to find the nearest pool to find new friends, because that's how my life was. I lived in America for 3 years. I was overseas for the rest of the time until I graduated high school. But when I walked in to our base, our community, the first thing we do is go find the pool. At age 7, my brother was 4 years older than me, and he wanted to join the swim team. And I wanted to join the swim team because he wanted to join the swim team. Well, I didn't know how to swim. But he went to try out, so I was going to try out because I have a little bit of a edge in my, well, I'm kind of cocky at times. I think I can do things I can't. And so he jumped in, he had to swim across the pool, he made the team. So I said, I want to try out. So the coach said, okay, then get in and swim. And I didn't tell anyone I couldn't swim. So I hopped in, and all I could do was doggy paddle to about that chair. And I held up the wall, and the coach leaned over at me and said, congratulations, you made the team. Little did I know that I was the only 7, 8 and under kid they had swimming. I didn't need to know that at the time, but all I needed to know was the way he looked at me, the way he saw my determination, is he helped me believe in myself. And it wasn't long before I was winning ribbons, probably 8 out of 8, but it didn't matter to me. Soon I was swimming competitively, and that's where I started becoming what I would consider an athlete. And being an athlete, doesn't matter what sport you're in, it could bring you to crazy places. From becoming an athlete, it was my first job. So I wanted to have a job, I wanted to earn money. So in high school, I became a lifeguard. And I couldn't teach swim lessons yet because I wasn't old enough, because I could be a lifeguard at 15. So that's how I made my money. It gave me independence. And so from here, I went on to college, and I continued swimming on the high school swim team. I went on to college, and I graduated from Okinawa, Japan, and I ended up in Moscow, Idaho. I was like, whoa, what am I going to do here? So went to the pool. Again, here I am, I'm finding my community. I didn't know what else to do. I'm in Moscow, Idaho. I went and I applied for a job in college, and I became a lifeguard. 2 things, this is how passionate I am. One, when I was in about 2nd grade, I told my mom and dad that I wanted to go to the Olympics in swimming because they have their name on the cap on the side. 2, I had to have the first talk about hygiene in elementary school because I would fall asleep and go to bed in my swimsuit every night because I would get to the pool faster the next day. I spent all day, every day at the pool. As a lifeguard at U of I was the opening shift. And there would be times where I would fall asleep in my swimsuit because I needed to get up and I couldn't oversleep. From that time, I became a swim instructor, and I didn't really know how, but they said, oh yeah, you want to teach water aerobics too? I'm like, sure, nobody can see me underwater. It was before the days you actually taught on deck, so I'm like, I can teach these people, I can tell them like to move. So I spent my entire 4 years of college working in the aquatic facility. I came here during the summers. I actually managed the natatorium pool for the city of Boise. And lo and behold, 21 years ago, it was the year I graduated from college, and don't do the math. And actually, Dave Duro here was my first, I worked for him out of college. And it was when we were building the West YMCA and Boise City Aquatic Center. So it was a 1-partner deal, 2 organizations coming together, and I was in a trailer in a dirt parking lot looking in the white pages for lifeguards that used to work for me at the natatorium because we were about to open a huge facility. And so from then, it was my first job out of college, and it wasn't until, it was a few years down the road, and I thought, wow, I need to start taking care of myself, so I want to start swimming Masters. Masters is an organization that is for adults, where you can continue to swim for fitness. And so the aquatic world opened my eyes, and it continues to open my eyes, and I can't imagine my life today without the water. And I feel so passionately about what is coming to the city of Meridian and the opportunity. And I always believe that in life, when opportunity comes, you can't pass it up. And there's sometimes, I think, that there may be advocates in the room, there may be people who aren't for it, and I've done a lot of communication, I've talked to a lot of my friends, and there's a lot of comments around, well, I don't swim. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people that don't swim. I have teenagers, they don't swim anymore, they know how to swim. I don't need to add this to my bill. And at the end of the day, we have to be bigger than that. We have to actually look outside of just us and ourselves. We have to look at our community, because there are benefits that stretch, whether you're in the pool, whether you're at the library with your family, whether your child that's a teenager now is having a child in 10 years and becomes a grandparent, or their grandparents take their grandkids to the pool. There's property value, there's less crime rate. The minute we opened the West YMCA, I was like, where did these people come from? What were these people doing before the opening day? The same thing happened in Caldwell. Where are these people coming? We're busting at the seams already. And so I couldn't help but share my story with all of you. And if you are really for this passing, I encourage you, because it's really hard sometimes. I don't think it's going to be difficult to come out and vote this time around. But I would say it's hard. It's hard to get out. Tell your neighbors, because I feel like a lot of times the reason why people vote against things is because we're not educated around what it is being proposed. And I've been that person where I'm voting and I'm like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know. Because maybe I didn't swim. But really, in this next week, really go out and tell your friends if you are in favor of this, because I think it's really important for everyone to understand what it is we're building for this community. Because opportunity is here today. It might not be here in 2 weeks, and that would be a really sad story. Thank you.